Right. On the right.
Good morning, everyone. The hearing before the North Carolina Board of Nursing on matters set forth in a notice published in Volume 38, Issue 6 of the North Carolina Register on September 15, 2023, setting a public hearing for November 1, 2023, is now in session. My name is Angela Ellis, and I'm the Chief Administrative Officer and Rulemaking Coordinator for the North Carolina Board of Nursing. Seated to my left is Dr. Crystal Tillman, Chief Executive Officer of the Board. Seated to my right is Meredith Paris, Director of Legal. There are some board members who are viewing virtually. Today's hearing will be recorded. A record of this hearing, along with all written comments received during the 60-day comment period, will be maintained in the board office and will be available for public inspection during regular business hours. The hearing notice was filed with the North Carolina Office of Administrative Hearings as required by the Administrative Procedure Act and is hereby incorporated into the official board record. Copies are also available for public inspection during the public hearing. While the hearing notice indicated an effective date of January 1, 2024, all public comments received regarding the effective date of these rules will be considered by the board prior to a vote to adopt the rules. Additionally, the board will continue to receive written comments through the end of the 60-day comment period, which ends November 14, 2023. Written comments can be submitted to lawsrules@ncbon.com. The purpose of this hearing is to seek feedback, gather data, comments, and concerns regarding proposed amendments to the following rules: 21 NCAC 36.0120 definitions, 21 NCAC 36.0220 refresher course, 21 NCAC 36.0233 out-of-state students, 21 NCAC 36.0302 establishment of a nursing program initial, 21 NCAC 36.0303 existing nursing program, 21 NCAC 36.0309 process for program closure, 21 NCAC 36.0317 administration, 21 NCAC 36.0318 faculty, 21 NCAC 36.0320 students, 21 NCAC 36.0321 curriculum, 21 NCAC 36.0322 facilities, and 21 NCAC 36.0323 records and reports. Has anyone requested to comment on the proposed rules? Thank you. As we have individuals present who wish to comment, we will proceed. Comments for today's hearing will be received as follows. Each person who speaks is asked to come forward to the microphone. Please give your name and affiliation and remain at the microphone should there be questions. Please leave a copy or copies of your comments before returning to your seat. Each person will have 5 minutes to speak, and Ms. Paris will be monitoring the time. While we would like to provide the opportunity to speak to all who desire to speak, sometimes in hearings such as this, the comments may be repeated several times. Should this occur, we will ask those who have registered to speak to limit their comments which concur with earlier speakers and to present only data or views not previously brought forward. We will now receive comments regarding 21 NCAC 36.0120 definitions. Is anyone addressing this rule? Seeing none, We will now receive comments regarding 21 NCAC 36.0220 refresher course. Is anyone present would like to speak? Okay. Seeing none, we will now receive comments regarding 21 NCAC 36.0233 out-of-state students. Okay, seeing no one who wishes to speak, we will now receive comments regarding 21 NCAC 36.0302, establishment of a nursing program initial. We have anyone? Okay. And once you get to the microphone, if you'll turn the microphone on. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to comment. Oh, excuse me. I'm Dr. Patricia Pfeiffer. I am a president of a community college here in North Carolina and member of the North Carolina Association of Community College Presidents Program Committee. Thank you for the opportunity to comment on the proposed rule changes to the North Carolina Administrative Code pertaining to nursing education. I've already introduced myself, but I'm also a licensed registered nurse in North Carolina. So I am keenly aware of the role of North Carolina Board of Nursing plays to ensure excellence in our nursing profession, including our nursing programs. I commend the North Carolina Board of Nursing for proposing amendments that strengthen the commitment to nursing excellence in our state. I would, however, like to comment on a few of those amendments that I believe could have unintended consequences and a direct impact on meeting the nursing needs in the communities that we serve. 21 NCAC 36.0302, establishment of a nursing program, initial approval. Lengthening the time to apply for initial approval of the program from 6 months to 12 months has a direct impact in the timely establishment of a new nursing program. This further impacts our ability to produce nurses to meet the healthcare demands in our community and contrasts sharply with the General Assembly's request that we seek to increase the number of qualified nurses immediately. We ask that the North Carolina Board of Nursing consider not adopting this amendment. Thank you.
Next.
Good morning. I'm Robin Harris of College of the Albemarle. I'm the Dean of Health Sciences and Wellness Programs and an associate degree nursing faculty. I make the following comments based on my college, College of the Albemarle, and I'm also representing the North Carolina Community College System Deans of Health and Health Sciences programs. 103 LPN and ADN programs in our system, not counting additional programs like LPN, ADN options, paramedic to nursing options. We are large and small. We are urban and rural. We are diverse and impactful. We do not have the advantage of forming cohorts based on 2 years of gen ed course study before creating our nursing cohorts like some universities do. COVID and Career and College Promise have moved our cohorts to younger ages with decreased program readiness. We are strong, but we are small in our faculty. So, for instance, some of our practical nursing programs only have 2 full-time faculty members. Our nursing grads tend to stay in our communities and serve as the base of our nursing workforce. We are vital and we need to expand. The North Carolina Community College System Health Science Deans and Directors Group would like to request consideration of our comments and opening statements. The Deans and Directors Group greatly appreciates the North Carolina Board of Nursing hearing our concerns earlier this year about proposed rule changes and the impacts on our nursing education programs. We feel that taking the time and effort to consider these comments has led to positive modifications that make the most recent version of the program proposed rules more achievable, as well as strengthening the quality of our programs and the nurses they create for our communities. The North Carolina Community College Deans and Directors Group fully support these current proposed rule changes that are designed to ensure minimum standards of competency and to provide the public with safe care. We do ask that the North Carolina Board of Nursing consider the following statements below for specific rules to make them more feasible for implementation. For 21 NCAC 36.0302, the program director shall submit and do an application for initial approval at least 12 months is the proposed change. Changing the rule from 6 to 12 months obviously lengthens the time for a college to get a program initially approved. In some cases, especially colleges with already existing nursing programs that want to add on another type, such as LPN, ADN option, 12 months seems too lengthy a time to wait for the initial approval after submitting the application. That may be a barrier for some colleges to meet the needs of the nursing workforce and expansion and patient care needs in a timely manner for the communities they serve, particularly in this time of extreme nursing shortage. We respectfully ask that the time period for submission of an application remain at its current 6 months prior to the nursing program start date. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who wishes to speak on 21 NCAC 36.0302, establishment of a nursing program initial? Seeing none, we will move on. We will now receive comments regarding 21 NCAC 36.0303, existing nursing program.
Thank you. Preparing for initial accreditation is a time-intensive process. If Amendment 21 NCAC 36.0303, existing nursing program section accreditation becomes law, that will allow less than 6 years for nursing programs to apply for candidacy and be approved during a time when many nursing programs are struggling to find full-time nursing faculty. It is also a matter of feasibility related to the time needed to prepare for accreditation, cost of accreditation, faculty availability, and resources. The cost of accreditation can be prohibitive for small rural colleges. Is the North Carolina Board of Nursing going to seek funding to assist colleges and support the initial and ongoing costs of accreditation for colleges? Nursing programs are already high-cost programs, but are absolutely necessary to meet the high demand for qualified healthcare providers. The program committee of the community college presidents recommend that the amendment be reconsidered and removed so that national accreditation is voluntary, or at least more time be allowed for programs to effectively plan and seek the funding necessary to become accredited. Thank you.
Robin Harris again, representing the Deans of North Carolina Community College's Deans and Directors Group. We offer the following comments on this rule change related to accreditation by January 1st, 2030. Of the 58 community colleges, there are 47 practical nursing programs and 56 associate degree nursing programs for a total of 103 base nursing programs that would fall under this new rule. Of these programs, approximately 13 of 47 PN programs are accredited and 31 of 56 ADN programs are accredited by ASIN or CNEA. This leaves 34 PN and 25 ADN programs for a total of 59 programs that will need to be accredited by 2030. Do note some may be in program candidacy at this time, but are not fully approved. While there are now 2 accrediting agencies available to provide accreditation, this is still a large number of programs within the state to get accredited within a 6-year period. In addition, both accreditors require an initial accreditation candidacy process be completed before being able to apply for full accreditation, which lengthens the time to get approval. ACEN cites notes on its website that based on programs that were granted initial accreditation, the overall process can be completed in as little as 9 months or take as long as 4 years. Between the initial process and completion of full accreditation, giving all schools only 6 years from the time the rule is enacted may be too short a turnaround for compliance. Schools that have nursing programs that are already accredited are at a distinct advantage over programs that have no experience in nursing program accreditation. Therefore, the Deans and Directors Groups recommends consideration of the timeline to 8 to 10 years for this rule in order to give all college programs adequate time to assess and initiate the process for their school, achieve initial approval, and then full accreditation, and receive that final notice of approval status, and/or consideration of the rule change to give colleges with no experience in having an accredited nursing program already more time to achieve that full accreditation status. Second comment, this accreditation requirement rule will have a substantial economic impact on the North Carolina community college system and individual college budgets. Accreditation and membership fees are significant, especially with so many college nursing programs impacted by this change. Strategies and support of how the North Carolina community college system is going to absorb and fund these increased costs should be taken into consideration. Comment 3, it will also have a substantial impact on nursing faculty and workload. Strategies and support of how the system is to absorb and fund these with the faculty they have in a period of shortage should also be considered. Smaller ADN programs and practical nursing programs, sometimes with only 2 full-time faculty members, have less faculty to do the same amount of work required to achieve accreditation within this time period, making them under significant pressure to do this within this timeline. Also, speaking on Rule 0303, for the warning status part of this rule, if a program is not compliant, the maximum time for compliance shall be 2 consecutive years after issuance of the written notice. We do want to speak to this when Rule 0320 regarding the required pass rate occurs. We will want to join this rule with what we say on the new requirement proposed for annual pass rate review. So I'll reserve those comments for that time. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments regarding 21 NCAC 36.0303 existing nursing program? Seeing none, we'll move on. We will now receive comments regarding 21 NCAC 36.0309 process for program closure. Anyone wanting to speak? Seeing none, we'll move on. We will now receive comments regarding 21 NCAC 36.0317 administration. Seeing no one wishing to speak, we will now receive comments regarding 21 NCAC 36.0318 faculty. Seeing no one, we will now receive comments regarding 21 NCAC 36.0320 students.
Dr. Patricia Pfeiffer, North Carolina Association of Community College Presidents Program Committee. The amendment to 21 NCAC 36.0320, Student Section E, will require annual licensure pass rates of 90% for the licensure level. This amendment will have be a major challenge for our nursing programs, especially when considering the unpreparedness of our students entering nursing programs. This also does not align with national accreditation guidelines that allow multiple measures for demonstrating compliance. If the board is going to require national accreditation, the program should be held accountable to the standards the accreditation bodies require. With the understanding that the North Carolina Board of Nursing will provide due process for our nursing programs, we also ask that the North Carolina Board of Nursing consider giving the nursing programs 4 years to meet the requirements before a program is given a notice of closure. Since nursing programs will be notified of their annual pass rates in December or January of each year, programs will not have significant time to implement strategies that will directly impact initial or subsequent cohorts of students. For example, the next ADN cohort that is already in place, or what we call our second level students, are 1 semester away from taking their NCLEX for a May graduating class once we receive our end result. For those ADN students graduating in December, there was not significant time to implement and measure any action strategies. This holds true for our PN cohorts as well. Some may be within 2 semesters of graduating if graduating in May, or may have just graduated if completing the program in December. For those programs with a spring admission. Again, this leaves programs a very short time frame to truly implement strategies to impact their pass rates for the next graduating cohort. On behalf of the North Carolina Association of Community College Presidents, we appreciate the opportunity to address the North Carolina Board of Nursing and express our concerns related to the aforementioned North Carolina Administrative Code proposed amendments. And thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Oh, Robin Harris again, speaking for the Deans and Directors Group. This is the combination of the rule of 0320 and 0303, which is the change in the examination first-time pass rate review for annual review each year ending in December 31st. And it also speaks to warning status of when a program is put on warning status with the new proposed rules saying the maximum time for compliance shall be 2 consecutive years after the issuance of the written notice. We offer the following 3 comments on these rule changes. We support the change to the 1-year pass rate measurement. We ask for a review of the impact of placing programs on warning status for this measurement within 2 years. The rationale for this is for 2 or 3 year nursing programs, the final year in time pass rate and performance of the graduated students does not come out until after December of each year. At that point, the next graduating class is already about to finish their program and will test within a short time. If a program did not meet the pass rate for the year prior, this makes it extremely difficult for the program to make effective changes on this next graduating cohort to increase its pass rate into compliance. Therefore, they may be placed on warning status before they've even had a chance to assess and implement changes to strengthen their pass rate compliance. We suggest adding language that specifically states using a 4-year period for first-time pass rates before placement on warning status so that these programs have adequate time to adjust for improvement for this outcome expectation. This would be similar to the current time response rate for improvement with the current 3-year average of pass rates, while allowing the single-year score to become the new annual measure. That finishes our rules that we have comments on, I would like to make the following closing comments on behalf of the Deans and Directors Group. In closing, the mission of the North Carolina Community College System is to provide high-quality, accessible education that minimizes barriers, maximizes student success, and develops a competent nursing workforce to improve the lives and well-being of the individuals in our community. We proudly support the strategic initiatives of the North Carolina Board of Nursing, share the vision of exemplary nursing care for all, and strongly support the mission of protecting the public through regulation of nursing practice. We appreciate the North Carolina Board of Nursing members hearing our input and suggestions today as we work together to enhance public protection through open communication and collaborative leadership. Together, we are better for our communities and our great state of North Carolina. Our regards and health, the North Carolina Community College Health Sciences Deans and Directors Group. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there other comments regarding 21 NCAC 36.0320 students? Seeing none, we will move on. We will now receive comments regarding 21 NCAC 36.0321 curriculum. Seeing no one, we will now receive comments regarding 21 NCAC 36.0322 facilities. Seeing no one, we will now receive comments regarding 21 NCAC 36.0323 records and reports. Okay, seeing none. This concludes today's public hearing. The board will consider the comments presented today, as well as all written comments received prior to proceeding with the proposed amendments of the rules. And we thank you for coming today.